We lived in our home in suburban New Jersey for close to 20 years. We decided that we had just had enough of shoveling the driveway and paying the high taxes and just having more space than we ever needed. It was time to downsize. We decided to put the house on the market and live our dream, which was always to move into Manhattan. Well, I'm Schwartz. Thank God we hired a designer. We sort of put it out there to our friends, to our family, that we were going to undertake this project, and we wanted suggestions if anybody had ever used anybody that they liked or knew somebody that they could recommend. Dwayne came to the apartment, and I hate to say it, was love at first sight.
Our first meeting for us was about finding the characteristics of themselves and the special qualities that made their house a home. Their goal was to take those unconditional feelings and bring them into the city.
The kitchen was small, and it had a very, very large, sort of ineffective counter.
It had a lot of dark aspects to it. We wanted to bring in architectural elements that allowed the space to feel wider, taller, brighter. When you put the pen to paper and you show them the possibilities that it could be, it took out the guesswork.
They had ideas of opening it up, making it light, making it airy. He brought energy, he brought vision, and I think more importantly, he was a wonderful listener. He actually heard what we said in making this transition from our home in New Jersey to this apartment in Manhattan.
Every step of the way, this client has had input. We took a trip out to the granite yard and not only selected the type of countertop that we were going to use, but we actually picked the slab and we picked where we wanted the movement.
We added wainscoting to the side walls of the kitchen, which was an unexpected treat.
When you use wainscoting and you sort of do it on both sides of your visual aesthetics from one room to the other, really force your eye to have a linear, horizontal aspect.
The counters are interesting. We made a breakfast bar, shortened that 6-foot counter and sort of made 2 pieces out of it. So there's a functional counter on the inside of the kitchen, and then a step up, there's a breakfast bar that sort of flows into the dining area. The sink is one of my favorite parts of the kitchen. It's sort of a farmhouse sink that almost feels like it's floating. And I love the way it's set into this interesting countertop. Dwayne had actually introduced us to the potential of using glass tiles in the kitchen, which was something we hadn't even considered.
We wanted to bring in the glass tile, which adds to reflection. We chose a lighter color, which actually opens it up.
We have wonderful cabinetry, great storage. As a novice in this, the idea of making selections and making choices was overwhelming. And my husband, who does have a good eye for things, I think it was just overwhelming. I think the wonderful thing about working with Dwayne was he limited our choices. Dwayne brought us real viable choices. They weren't the same. They had different nuances and different styles to them, but we knew that he was guiding us to what would work well in our apartment. Initially, we thought we could do the work ourselves, little paint, redo the floors, but thank God we hired a designer.
Are you a social media darling? Do you like to hang out on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, or even Tumblr? If so, you can check us out at all those places, or of course you can just click subscribe right here to see what we got going on.